you a question right now. What happens if Lion is dead? What happens to NIP if Lion is dead?
Well,
because
there is very little control over the Storm Spirit, right?
That's it.
Yep.
We saw Sumail up against MVP when they didn't have any form of control to go up against him, and he just stopped them. Now, the only two things that NIP have is Axe Call, which is nowhere near reliable, and Sumail is better than that to be caught by it, unless his Axe is initiating him with the Blink Dagger. And your other thing is the Lion Hex is going to be the one and probably only thing he could use. Getting the Earth Spike on a moving Storm Spirit is very, very difficult. That's it. Once those are burned out, there's nothing more to have. And even if you do get this combination off, a Faceless Void with a leaping in Chronosphere is going to hurt you even harder. So your problem is for NIP now with that last pickup, that you've got the distance closer on Sniper. That's what you always look for. You look for the blockwork or you look for the Storm Spirit. And Faceless Void also can close the distance very quickly, so can Queen of Pain. This is, I'm actually really worried for NIP with this last pickup. EG has shown their dynamicness in their lanes.
No, I believe that Evil Geniuses did outdraft Ninjas-In-Pyjamas, but it's not to say that NIP can't win this game solely through the fact of just being able to, they got to look to dominate the laning phase, right? That's all about the Axe Dazzle in the bottom lane. They cannot afford to give away kills. They have to do well. If they actually pick up a kill, I'll be very surprised, but it'll be a huge buffer for their laning phase. And Limp, well, he's going to look to try and dominate mid up against Sumail, but Sumail is one of the best Storm Spirits in the business. His mid Storm is unrivaled, really.
The only weird thing is for Sumail, like, you know, you're going up against Zeus, but he's not running the way that Limp ran the last game. Like, by picking up something like the stick, you could be running both stick as well as bottle here. He instead brings out a 4 more sets of tangos.
A little bit more, it's because I think the choice of running a really early magic stick is one that is very specific for the puck. I don't think you can do necessarily the same thing for the Storm Spirit because he's got to make sure that he's able to get early CS, and then Null Talisman ensures that.
Oh, bottom lane, they're coming in for the initiation. Paralyzing Khan's going to bounce. It comes back to Axe, it does. Nice. The visual feed there, and this will be Eunice. He should go down around the corner. They turn back in. PPD is the man to get the first kill. This is big because it means boots for the Earthshaker.
Almost got the deny out there. Sealkid was really trying for it. Limp is being forced back by Sumail. Now, he's not going to miss any CS out of this, most likely. Arc Lightning is still long enough range, but Sumail is kind of establishing his place, and he's probably planning to push this next wave into the tower, because he's looking to be able to control the runes as best as possible. If they can deny Limp the 2-minute rune, this will really set him behind.
Aoi and Fear are really doing a lot of work in harassing, which it's not something you think is going to be very effective when you go up against the Dazzle, but that Shadow Wave heal, Universe, stop killing Lion, well, unless you really want to. Era, and actually Era and Hanskin, they were pushing their way in. There was one creep that could take the aggro off them. Universe being really getting up in the face of these of that Lion, because he's got the ward, he knows exactly what he's up against. But yeah, on this bottom lane, that level 1 heal's not doing that much, and it's just, okay.
You sneaky bugger. I think he put it a bit too early, so he's not going to be able to get the rune away from Jonas.
Yep. But Aoi 2000's doing a really great job of always getting up, attacking into the Axe, attacking into the Dazzle, trying to force them to burn their consumables, or at least force the Dazzle to keep doing this. 80 mana for each heal, pop the Cloudies, he's only down to 1.
Double damage!
Yeah, the Queen of Pain is kind of one of those perfect laners to go up against a Dazzle Axe, because you've got a very high range, so you don't care about the spin coming out from the Axe. You also have that extra bit of harassment damage, so the relatively high armor on an Axe, because he likes to be able to go for both Stout Shield as well as Ring of Protection. He's much more susceptible to magic harassment than anything else, so Shadow Strike is perfect for dealing with dishing out that harassment against this dual lane, and it really showed itself. They weakened up the Axe so much that when the Fissure block went down, it wasn't a question. They easily got that first blood. The only question was whether or not the deny would come out.
Universe has been in so many positions where he potentially could try and jump at the line. He doesn't want to use Time Walk because that means he doesn't have an escape mechanism when the shrapnel charges come in. But Hanskin, there's your Hex, there's your first shrapnel, backtracks on one of the attacks, 2 of the attacks, still got that poor man's shield, and looks to try and fight this one. And, well, there's your Time Walk away. They expend a little bit of mana for that, not a lot of life. But at the same time, PPD's arriving on the top, and he's waiting. In fact, I feel like Universe is doing this on purpose. So he drops NIP down, and then NIP has enough confidence to try and go again. Because Universe has been aggressive for 3 minutes and 28 seconds of this game. He has been up in their faces, waiting for them to come in. So when Era gets hit by a fissure, he time walks up. It would only need one time lock to ensure the kill. But if you get the fissure over on the Lion, that'll work even harder. But what's the vision for the dire side? All right, so it cuts off here. PPD can't walk past that line.
Yeah, but Ninjas-in-Pyjamas, they didn't really control the creep equilibrium so well, so it's going to push into the tower. And that was kind of an opening for PPD, but he decides it's more important again.
It's a Rune Runner.
They do it twice in a row.
The fish is there from PPD. Does he go for Limp? And he actually locks out the Lion. So then Storm Spirit, well, you don't have that point up in the Vortex, so Limp just keeps running himself away from this one. The damage is nice, and is he going to commit Sumail? He's coming up, and hell yeah, he is. Aui's going to haste through. He's on the way in too. Axe might try and buy some space. It's the Battle Hunger, but there's your fissure. With the paralyzed, he can't, but there's your Shallow Grave. There's no damage. They can't get close enough. Storm Spirit, though, does pick up the line. The Axe is still here. One more remnant in the attack in. He goes for the jump. The salve is not enough. It's a double kill for Sumail. Such great control of the man. He knew just how much to do. And there's 3 heroes down for NIP.
Beautiful, beautiful setup there from Evil Geniuses. Reading the haste rune. EG, again, controlling the runes against the Zeus is so vitally important, and this is why Sumail's winning this middle lane so hard. He got the 2-minute rune, which is a double damage, and then the 4-minute rune was a haste at bottom, which AUI grabbed to ensure both of those kills. Absolutely insane. EG, strategically speaking, they have Nick's number.
Yeah, they really, really do. But there is one number which hasn't been punched yet, and that's Era. He's still farming up on this top lane. He's got 27 for 11, so his CS isn't that bad. But is it really worth with the amount of farm he's got compared to... Okay, wow, Eunice, Fear, he's got this. He's actually got this. One more... He could potentially blink in. The call will give him enough armor, he'd survive it. I thought Fear would go for the blink screen when the screen came off cooldown, but
it's a bit
not
risky.
going to happen.
I think it's a bit risky. He may not have known where Seal Kid was, right? And that small bit, like he blinks in, the Axe is able to get the call, and then maybe there's a Dazzle there to heal him up, and the Axe is able to, you know, basically take you out underneath that tier 1 tower. It's an unnecessary risk. Right? They're sitting 4-0 right now, 6 minutes in.
Hanskin, not where you want to be. That fissure, PPD's got it. He's got to throw it out, but at the same time, Universe, he time walks himself away, so they can't try and counter-initiate into NIP's attempt. But they are already ahead now, so why do it?
Exactly.
If there's going to be a fight on top lane, then Veer can TP in and throw out Sonic Wave, and they have a lot more confidence to get that.
Limp, he hasn't gotten a single rune. It's 6 minutes in, and he has yet to find it. He just went top, and PPD was there 1 second before him. Snagged the bounty rune, and now we have a Storm Spirit with an invisibility.
We also have a Storm
7.
Spirit farming up inside the jungle, and again, look where Aoi is getting space. It's going to be in the middle lane as opposed to the safe lane this time around, but they're really, again, prioritizing the farm into this Witch Doctor. And an Aghanim set to upgrade on him. Like, we didn't see a really effective one earlier today, but when you combine it up with a Chronosphere, now that's going to be brutal.
I think Sumail is going to make the rotation here. He just picked up his level 8. If he wants to, he can hold on to... No, he didn't. I thought he would hold on to the skill point, perhaps pop the invisibility rune and go middle. But maybe he determines the disable is not necessary. He can go middle if he wants to and try and catch out the Zeus, but instead he decides it's more important for him to just farm up the hard camp. Again, I guess a risk not worth taking.
I can't believe how far behind Axe is. It's just... This Blink Dagger is going to be so late. So late.
They clearly did not expect, or otherwise they were too committed to it, but they did not expect the Queen of Pain safe lane when they were drafting that up. And that...
Well, how many people would? And this is only really because of, like, we've mentioned it many times in the past. Fear has kind of played every role in Dota. Absolutely every single role. So he can adapt to practically anything. And a safe lane Queen of Pain is going to stretch the imagination. TP in from Dazzle. You might want to break this up right now. Scream and Sonic Wave could potentially kill him. But Queen of Pain just forced the TP in. So the Lion will end up coming down to the bottom lane to help him out. But they're forcing the rotations, and here's Sumail. The big jumps, he's already managed to pick up that Soul Ring, and that's just murder on the dance floor. Limp's gonna drop, and it's 5-0 for Evil Geniuses.
It's actually becoming comical at this point in time. I mean, maybe if you're not a Nip fan, it's not so funny, but the fact that Limp still can't get through inside of his bottle because everything
He's trying to speed up the vision, the death ward, vision's even required. Faceless Void will take the kill, and this is the combination that finds kills everywhere. We saw it all throughout TI3 as a... Wait,
I thought he was going to get a block off and perhaps set up Sumail, but maybe Sumail can still get it.
Yeah, on the run, but there's a creep. Maybe he can deny himself. Yes, he can. Come on. At the same time, though, he now reveals the fact this camp is here, and if Sumail really wants it, he could probably take it.
Yeah, he doesn't have too much mana, but he's
got Soul Ring.
Yeah, he can maybe wait out the Soul Ring and have Earthshaker help him out, but it's doubtful. NINJAS-IN-PYJAMAS.
They're coming up to try and take this right now before... Well, actually, no, they're not. They're more worried about that top tower because Universe is pushing it up pretty heavily. But on bottom lane, the tier 1 tower is also dropped. Fear is looking quite healthy for money. What's actually on the courier now? It's flying back and forward. So we get Fear with null talismans. PPD's got an entire Soul Ring now for this Earthshaker.
You're going to have a Medallion of Courage picked up pretty soon on the Witch Doctor, and that actually allows Evil Geniuses to take Roshan.
Are you actually looking for a medallion here, or would you actually get something more like considering and that is going to be the death of the Queen of Pain. Asuka did jump in, was a long jump again by Sumail. Shellergrave will protect the line for the moment, but Sumail could just try and turn one attack in a moment, or he can just fall lightning into the death ward. The paralyzing can't afford enough time. They have the damage. And now in 2000, the killer of EG.
Sumail is so dirty on the Storm Spirit. It's ridiculous. He knows how to play every situation. Like, Hoskin was trying to, like, bait him out a little bit. He's like, go ahead, try and come into this tower. I'll hit you with the Impale. But he waited out the Shalgrave perfectly.
TP's coming into the mid. Now, if Yusum Farm was able to have something like, I don't know, Blink Dagger, top lane, okay, they killed someone. He doesn't have the ultimate, but it won't really matter. With Queen of Pain here, Era's going to drop, and Queen of Pain's going to get the kill. Sumail was moving over to take that ancient stack, which you got to, I don't know if that was actually taken by the spin of the axe. There's not much left of that stack. 11-1. Who would have really thought this after NIP's performance in Game 2?
Yeah,
I know it was a Drove Visage, but still. They've been playing really good Dota. This is crippling to watch.
Evil Geniuses just have them countered every step of the way. I really felt that EG...
Feeling a ball charge to Universe right now.
Dyer's top tower
if he does, Universe
fallen.
has Chronosphere. Okay, he's got it anyway, but he doesn't have Time Warp to go with it. And he's going to need it. NIP is coming in. TP out. Fear, Blink. He doesn't have a TP scroll. And there's 4 heroes converging on him. So Fear to the trees, stay in the trees, Shrapnel, scouts him out. That's the vision right now to Dire side. They see Fear up here. There's no support. He's got Blink in 4 seconds time. That's too long. So all he can do is just throw one Shadow Strike in the line, and Fear will drop his Storm Spirit in the meantime. Over towards Glimpse, undergoes Brass and Battle. He's not going to pop with the Death Ward. Wow, that was shot. Instantly cancelled after being cast by Owie. So Limp will be able to survive with Dazzle TPing him very quickly. Sealkid's got his work cut out for him if he's going to be saving members of NIP.
Yeah, PPD is giving farming time, though, on the bottom lane. Like, yes, Fear died. That was a good read by NINJAS-IN-PYJAMAS, but Sumail also then forced a TP out from the Dazzle into the middle lane, and this is leaving PPD a lot of room to farm up. He already has his Soul Ring, so he can actually farm up jungle decently effective. It's better when you're like level 8 or 9, you have the higher levels of Aftershock, but it's something. PPD is going to be able to, normally he's playing the hard 5, doesn't get an opportunity to farm that often, but in this game, they will give him space. It's too important for him to get a Blink Dagger.
Hang on, this is EG's Curry sitting up here. Thought for a moment the Dire going shocking, like where the hell did you get money for a point booster as well as an anti-booster? But it all belongs to Sumail.
Dyer's bottom
looking to
tower
pick up
is
that
under
early
attack.
Bloodstone. No need for the Orchid because the Queen of Pain is going to pick it up, right? So it's unnecessary at this point. It would have been a great pickup, to be sure. It just means that the Zeus and Lion are just free food. But unnecessary. Now, once he has the Bloodstone, he just basically ensures that he'll survive a bit longer, and the chances are he may be able to survive through those Hexes and those Disables. At the very least, the rest of his team can follow up.
I really want to watch closely onto Unison Pump, because he's now managed to pick up that Blink Dagger of his, and where is the initiation going to come? Like, where is your vision? Dire Observer, one watching up towards the top, one watching the bottom rune area. Beyond that, you don't see much apart from, okay, well, the Courier flying in the Soul Booster for Sumail, so hello Bloodstone 13 minutes, almost.
Yeah, Ninjas in Pajamas are just set to pretty much play the farming game for now. They have to hit the mid game really hard though, because Evil Geniuses do have the better late game. Like Universe will eventually pick up enough farm, he can take over the 1 position, that's not a problem. Sumail late game Storm Spirit is devastating as well, particularly since Ninjas in Pajamas are mainly reliant on the sniper for all their physical sustained damage. So when you have gap closers like that, the sniper just doesn't feel like a very strong hero, a very strong carry when you start going late game.
And the gap is so small with Sumail. Once he gets that bloodstone, the pull and regeneration is just through the roof, and he's basically double the net worth of the Zeus and the sniper. Like, if you combine the Zeus and the sniper together, you got 400 left over for change for NIP, but that is all. That's not a lot to work with. Like, there's just so much money with him, and somehow he's also managed to get the greatest rune he possibly could have, next to a double damage. But again, a regen would also work. Either way, he gets the rune that's not the bounty, he could find kills. It's that haste rune for him.
Yeah, he even like bottle crowed. So he gets a bottle, heals up a bunch of mana, grabs the rune, and thanks to the soul ring, even at this low
smoke break. The smoke throw, but he's not in range of this observer ward, so they don't see him there. They want to jump over on Owie, but you've still got this void. He's going to come back up to look for the Chronosphere. Owie alive for the moment, but for how long? There's your Zeus Bolt Universe. Chronosphere, he just goes for the line, tries to beat him in the tree line. He's just making forward here. And yep, Shadow Grave will keep him alive. Universe, there's your dunk. NIP finding some openings. They do see Hunskin running himself away, and that's by Fear. Sonic Wave he's spilled out to the Dazzle too. TPD with a fissure, locking in Dazzle. The Storm Spirit doesn't want to go for it. He's actually just running away from the fight. It's already a 3-for-1 trade-off in favor of NIP.
Yeah, that was a very favorable engagement. Ninjas in Pajamas, they took a huge risk making that kind of jump into the middle lane, and it actually paid off big time. First of all, they get the kill on AUI, but then Universe tries to go for the kill.
What was with that farming too? He kept bumping from the hero.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
But either way, it all came down to that shallow grave, and then he promptly gets blown up, and then that's a lost fight from there. No matter what the Queen of Pain and Storm Spirit do, unless the Queen of Pain hits like a 5-man Sonic Wave, there's no way to change that engagement. So Sumail and Fear get what they can out of it and back up. A small lost engagement, nothing too major. I don't think it'll really upset the trajectory of this game, which is to the favor of Evil Geniuses, but it's a start for Nip.
Yeah, it might buy them those. Well, they already had the critical items to go for the ganks, which was the Axe, Blink Dagger, and the rest of it really does come down to timing. Maybe when you get a Blink Dagger over on the line, it will mean a little bit more too. Oh, Zeus has a way. A Yule Scepter might be very nice, because Faceless Void isn't building a BKB. In fact, the Universe currently isn't really building much of anything apart from Mask of Madness and Treads. So his damage output isn't really the key factor, but you can take him out with something like a Yule Scepter before he gets the BKB. Gives you regeneration, potential saving grace from heroes like Storm Spirit jumping in, just force him to buy BKBs as opposed to the control items. Yeah, the Witch Doctor or the Faceless Void Chrono combo is always going to be the major problem for NIP. Obviously Sumail as well, but it's the team fight which they just can't win if the combo works right. And the combo wasn't there, because Owie was the first one they went on.
So what's the timing for Ninjas in Pajamas at this point? I mean, they can't just sit back and farm the whole entire time.
You can't take Roshan against DG either.
You do need a particular set of items first, and I think Era may have to complete him. He's just so far behind. He's sitting on drums, Ring of Aquila, and that's it. Alright, he's got 1,000 gold, but he's nowhere close to an SNY. You can't really go BKB. I mean, it's an option eventually, but not going to be good enough against Chronosphere and the Queen of Pain Sonic Wave.
PPD's going to find Limp, and that's going to be the first kill. With the fissure, they hold him in, and the Orchid also showing up there from Fear. They did bring in support. The Shrapnel and the Weave going to go to work. And EG, there's no reason to fight this.
Yeah, but unless units manage to get like the big
Why does he keep finding Invis runes? Sumail. And that's a blink away from NIP. They realized something's wrong.
He noticed. He bumped into an invisible unit. He was like, nope, 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 nope.
Well, then again, can he notice the second time as well? Yep. He's noticing that one. He pings it out. If he goes for the call,
that's Sumail.
If he goes to Sumail jumps in, there will be the call, but here comes Fear. The Scream was too far away. The Orchid timing also a little bit off. Shadow Grave will be forced to be used, but it was very, very early in the death board. And Axe TP time, not fast enough. Storm Spirit will take the kill, and even Seal kill. That's a Scream and Sonic Wave. Wow, Committal is high. And I suppose it's 2 heroes down. TPD, the Echo, so he missed the finish up, but here comes Sumail. kitchen sink at him.
Did you see the life points of Universe there, by the way? He had Agility Treads on, Mask of Madness activated, and it was just the Zeus ultimate and the Assassinate out from the Sniper. He didn't backtrack either one of them, and he almost died from just that damage alone. He lives with about 15 HP. Very lucky for him. They did manage to get the kill on Fear, at least for Nip, but obviously the engagement heavily to the favor of Evil Geniuses as they just continue forward.
Now, the worst thing is still, all of these fights are just the pickoffs from MLG. We're not looking at the team fight combo, it's just their combinations they get when... You know, the timing was also a little bit wrong for PPD with his fissure, but this is what you're capable of doing when you're just walking around casting your passive abilities without having to cast your ultimates. I know we did use Chronosphere at one point there, but that kill was probably you could succeed with that one without having to use the Chrono too.
This is probably a smart decision here from Era. Looks like he's going to be going for a Maelstrom. I don't think BKB is your item, mainly because Sonic Wave still goes through it, the Chronosphere still catches you out.
He needs counter
and he needs some farming items. Like, he needs to actually get back into this game net worth-wise. So, Maelstrom, I think the right call, but it still leaves you obviously very exposed to the Storm Spirit and everyone else.
NIP was searching for a kill for EG inside the Radiant jungle. They're unable to do so. There were some farmers who are going to just creep skip it out and allow the tier 1 tower to take some damage. But you got Fear pushing at the creep wave on top a little bit faster. And with PPD babysitting him with that fissure, in fact, they're also going to bring in Sumail. They're going to play the tower race. So tier 1 versus tier 2 tower, both using fortification. The difference is EG's fortification will come back off cooldown, where when the tier 1 tower drops, but NIP's it will not.
So 20 minutes in, it's a big lead for Evil Geniuses. NINJAS-IN-PYJAMAS know they need to stay away from certain fights. They can get pickoffs, it'll be great, but for the most part, they just need to continue to farm up. They can hopefully find an opening for Roshan. I think that's one of the best plays they can do, but they do not have a good Rosh taking team.
But Diddy Rune on top lane is now going to be scouted out as well, and Sumail's on his way down for that. 11 Bloodstone charges wasn't enough to give him an advantage. Now they're going to give him bonus damage.
In fact, I'm a bit surprised that Evil Geniuses haven't taken the opportunity to try out Roshan with Faceless Void. I actually thought that AUI was going to go for an early medallion on the Witch Doctor just to exploit the fact that they won the early game and that they would have so much control that Roshan would be a possibility.
Is there a reason to do it though before you bring down the tier 2 towers? Because there's still that element of risk that things could just go wrong.
There definitely is a risk, and I think that's why Evil Geniuses did not choose to go for that option, right? It's, if you do get caught, I mean, even if it's like a two-man smoke, say it's just the Witch Doctor and the Faceless Void who go in there, if those two heroes do get caught, you've brought Roshan low, Nip take it, it's a huge turnaround and an unnecessary risk.
Oh, jump call down on bottom lane. PPD is going to die, but it reveals the position here of NIP. And if PPD wants to, he could potentially just glide back in and join the rest of his team as he kills the whale. The X will be there from the field and disable and line. The death ball goes to work from now. Bringing him down. Perfect corner from Universe. Universe is opening to get time up on Seal Kid. So bring down the Dazzle, and it gives all the space in the ball to Sumail to use that TD route. One more jump down to Era. There's your attack. Aoi 2000 is going to KS it. But it's 2 for 4. You do lose the Faceless Void, but that's going to happen when he jumps in with the Mask of Madness turned on.
It could have been 2 for 3. Or it could have been 3 for 4. Unfortunately, Jonas missed out on the Culling Blade on the Queen of Pain, missed his timing slightly, and Queen of Pain lives. Axe even brought him low enough after the Culling Blade, and I'm sure he's regretting it severely, solely because that would have been such a huge kill. Killing Universe and killing the Queen of Pain, that practically would have made it worth it. Obviously, it was still a huge loss for Ninjas-In-PYJAMAS. And Era, the sad part is Era's still not finding any real item progression. He's only just now getting that Maelstrom.
Oh my god! Whoa! Shallow Grave's gonna be there, he got called up, but Fear's in the neighborhood. He's got Scream of Marble, he kind of wants to kill off the Axe, but Soul Spirit's got that one in. Attempted denial, not gonna happen, the figure of death, Soul Spirit, and there's your assassination. Coming in from Era, but PPD drops the rock right on top of his head. Maybe he can get away to safety. No, he cannot. Era's got the range of the fish. He comes to him again. Is that also going to work? Zeus. Well, there's your jump. There's a battle. There's enough damage to kill him in time. There's a vortex. There's your cancel. 4 players down for NIP. Things are not right for the Swedes.
A Storm Spear with that many Bloodstone charges translates directly into damage when you are just ball lightning that far across the map. It's insanity.
Oh no.
I mean, he used every bit of mana, and he was just so unafraid because Nip do not have damage. They finally managed to kill him, but...
They have the combo, they have the Ags. The Witch Doctor Aghanim Scepter is up. If you get 3 people caught inside that Chronosphere, this game is practically over. Because it won't cost anything for EG to get the kills. That is well, it's a level 2 ultimate as well from the Witch Doctor with the Aghanim's upgrade. This is only 24 minutes into the game, and you have this much money on EG. NIP are basically playing the checks and balances of EG. And right now, like maybe Sir Scoots has rejoined EG because they're throwing away cash.
24 to 10. It's an insane how well Evil Geniuses were able to keep control. I mean, they established it with the laning phase, right? They did so well there, but they haven't really dropped a beat. Zamel has just continued to build on the advantage by finding more kills, by being that big playmaker. Veer has even joined in, being a much more active player. As you said, he doesn't need to be the AFK farm lord that we've seen for most of this tournament. He can actually be a part of these fights nice and early.
This Observer Ward's looking at all of NIP, and this is exactly what EG want. Watch Universe so closely. Where is his Chrono? It's a 2-bar. Axe thinking about jumping in, but Limpus, there's that whistle rolling. Not as much work as it could have been, but it's still going to do the job. NIP lose 3. Samael, he's got another little bit of a jump up his sleeve. Only 2-1 charges. BT vision, 3 seconds on cooldown, nice double stun, but there's Fear, obliterating Era. This will be it with Lion going down. They don't have the creep wave with them, so it cannot be a Rax, but you've just 5v0'd NIP and lost practically nothing.
Yeah, there isn't a bigger statement than that, right? Team wiping Ninjas in Pajamas inside of their own base, I don't know what is. And the funny thing is, PPD still doesn't have his Blink Dagger. He hasn't been able to snag very many of these last hits on the kills. But hopefully with some of these towers falling, he'll get that Blink Dagger. Everyone else on the side of EG, though, has picked up more than enough progression in their items to... I mean, this is their items for the, I would say, 40-minute mark, right? Like, the Aghanim's upgrade on AUI so early on into this game, many Witch Doctors wouldn't see that until the 35-minute mark. But AUI, thanks to all the room and the successful rotations, has found that out just so damn early. I would love to hear Nahaz. I'm sure he's going to talk about it later. This has got to be one of those records, right? Top 5, probably.
YOLO time.
Oh yeah, they're
so far behind. This is the last roll of the dice. If this does not work for NIP, expect the white flag. They need to find 1, potentially 2 heroes with this maneuver. Or else there's just no chance from the Dire Observer was watching. There's Samael they're going to go on. They got the call. Is it going to be enough? Samael turns around, keeps the attack coming, but the damage output is nowhere near enough.
Great interception there from PPD. And the problem is they just still do not have the Blink Dagger on Huntsman. He was invisible, and maybe they'll get the reinitiation.
There's the jump in. CPD low on life, but he got all, but he couldn't finish the jump with the Finger of Death. Now the Deathboard cancelled up by the Yule system with the Chrono. He hit 3. Lions got the end of Sonic Wave. NIP, they're losing it all right now. The Axe wants one last Culling Blade. He finds PPD. He wants to give in, but the time lock. He actually stuck. He bolts off the Culling Blade, but GG well played. NIP will be eliminated after what was still a great run. They were able to defeat EG during the group stage, but now EG have taken the long road to the grand final. And Team Empire Twitterkai got their wish. Empire wanted revenge against EG. They've got the chance for it in the grand final, the full best of 3.
Unbelievable performance by Evil Geniuses so far. I mean, so much of that I think displays that Evil Geniuses